Imagine a weariness that no amount of rest can touch. It's not the ache from a long day or the drain of overwork. This is something profound, a soul-deep fatigue that stems from the mere act of being alive, from facing another dawn with the same unending cycle. Many grapple with this silently, unsure how to label it. It's akin to despair, but not quite, resembling apathy yet distinct. It's an overwhelming burden of simply navigating existence, the constant grind of thoughts, choices, and interactions that never pauses. People in this state aren't always those with troubled lives. They could have stable careers, close relationships, and material security. From the outside, it all seems ideal, but inwardly, there's a persistent heaviness, a sense that the fabric of reality is too cumbersome to bear. So what drives this sensation? Why do some endure it so acutely, while others glide through days with ease? Let's unpack this phenomenon. Experts refer to it as existential weariness or life fatigue, a depletion arising not from actions but from awareness itself. Consider the essence of living. Each morning demands self-care, nourishment, hygiene, movement. You engage with others, tackle challenges, manage feelings, absorb events. Then night falls, only for the loop to restart indefinitely. For many, this rhythm is automatic, buoyed by habits and diversions. But for others, a sharp insight pierces through. They notice the endless repetition, and it becomes stifling, impossible to ignore. This awareness often sparks from an ordinary instant that turns revelatory, like sipping coffee and realizing you've repeated this ritual countless times, with countless more ahead, questioning its purpose. Once that doubt emerges, it lingers, coloring everything. Those afflicted liken life to an unchosen script in a play they never wanted, reciting lines without conviction, drained by the charade of significance. They fulfill duties, offer smiles, participate, but internally it's hollow, a detached autopilot amid growing disconnection. Studies link this to anhedonia, where joy eludes grasp, but it's nuanced. Pleasures aren't absent, yet pursuing them feels laborious, another chore in the maintenance of facade. The real toll is feigning engagement in a world that no longer resonates, projecting investment in tomorrows that seem irrelevant. Another facet is derealization, a detachment where life unfolds like a distant film. You're there, but not immersed. Sensations are dulled, connections frayed. Bridging that gap demands energy that's already depleted, amplifying the cycle of fatigue. What sparks this? It's seldom singular. Often it's a buildup. Repeated setbacks, unfulfilled dreams, the erosion of optimism as patterns persist unchanged. Or it's rooted in wounds, not always dramatic, but a series of subtle hurts, rejections, realizations of isolation in an uncaring universe. Learning self-reliance can be empowering, yet the solitude weighs heavily. At times, it's intellectual. Grasping societal flaws, inequalities, the chaos of chance erodes motivation. Why invest in a flawed system? Effort seems futile. Occasionally, it's biochemical, shifts in brain function that render the world overwhelming without clear cause. This invisibility compounds isolation. Voicing "I'm weary of life" alarms others, prompting interventions assuming crisis. But it's not always about ending. It's craving pause, a break from the performance without stigma. Society lacks language for this nuance. It's not active despair but a plea for respite, yet silence prevails to avoid misunderstanding. Daily, it's a battle. Awakening brings reluctance. Must I repeat this? Coaxing oneself into motion isn't from desire but obligation. Conversations drain reserves, casual chit-chat feels monumental. Feigning interest in trivialities is Herculean. A simple, "how's it going?" invites truth, but okay emerges instead, each pretense chipping away. Tasks accumulate not from complexity but sheer willpower required. Basic self-care becomes mountainous. Outsiders misjudge as indolence, missing the unseen struggle to merely persist. This isn't frailty. It's the outcome of prolonged overload without relief. Humans aren't wired for perpetual output, endless availability, feigned positivity. We crave authentic downtime, yet culture demands constant motion. Pausing invites fallout, debts mount, ties strain, so endurance continues, morphing living into mere survival. Psychology offers acquired resignation, where persistent failures teach futility, halting attempts. Those weary of life may have sought change, chased fulfillment, only to face relapse, breeding cynicism. Hoping invites pain. Resignation offers numb protection, yet even that exhausts, as detachment requires vigilance. For relief, acknowledgement is key. This is valid, not flaw. If it's you or a loved one, know it's not inadequacy. Seek therapy. Modalities like humanistic or mindfulness-based approaches rebuild purpose amid void. Meds may balance chemistry if needed. Crucially, grant allowance, to falter without shame, to function minimally sans critique. Companions who listen without fixes provide solace. Validation lightens loads. Reclaim manageability through tiny acts, a soothing scent, gentle light, quiet stroll, not as cures but softeners of the now. Understanding this phase can shift. Weariness eases with patience, aid, rediscovered sparks. Not via force, but gradual renewal. If you're burdened, remember, you're not irreparable. Life's demands are real, but grinding through shouldn't define you. You merit ease, unperformed presence, space without rationale. To observers, the composed may conceal turmoil. Probe gently, hold space for candor, offer witness over remedies. In that empathy, burdens may lessen, not instantly, but incrementally. Enough for another step, a fresh dawn, perhaps even curiosity. Until then, honor your limits. Sustain at baseline, that's victory. You're sufficient in your fatigue, your void, your bare persistence. Someday vitality might stir, not obligation, but genuine pull. For now, tenderness. Pause where possible. Navigate softly, affirm your reality. Isolation fades in shared understanding. The grind persists, but with grace, it softens. Breathe deeply. Persist on your terms. You've got this. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you soon.